Hello everyone, I've got a walkthrough on how to beat this week's weekly mutation, that is Hard Target. Amon has bolstered his Void Thrashers with monstrous endurance, diminishing the effect of your assault against them and allowing them to completely ignore attacks from one of your armies. Split your forces and maintain communication to bring down this tenacious menace. It's on the Void Thrashing co-op mission. Hardened Will is the first mutation. Enemy heroic units reduce all incoming damage to a maximum of 10 when any non-heroic enemy unit is near them. The second mutation is Polarity. Each enemy unit is immune to either your units or your allies' units. And the third is Barrier. Enemy units and structures gain a temporary shield upon the first time they take damage. And as you can see, 185,000 possible bonus experience, once again, by beating this on Brill difficulty. And we have already got this beat, so I'm just going to jump into a replay here. And we'll watch solo. My teammate was Dustin, playing as Vorazun. So basically what we did is pretty much stuck together the whole time, and that was pretty much the key to us winning this. You just got to stay. I think it's really important that you play with two commanders that have a lot of units, like very aggressive commanders. I think Vorazun and Zagara are very good at having armies move out together and just being able to kill stuff really fast. And basically we'd move in, kill everything, and then before each set of Void Thrashers we would wait. Well, at least in the beginning we didn't wait very long, but towards the end we'd wait for Time Stop to be ready. And once Time Stop was ready, then we would be able to just basically move into the area and clear it all out when all of the enemies are frozen. And it worked out really well. We were even able to get the bonus objective in this this playthrough as well. So it was awesome. Alright, so what we're doing right now is I'm just macroing up, and I get a couple of these drones, or double drones I guess they're called. Yeah, I guess they don't have a special name, but yeah, we're getting a couple of these double drones, and then I'll pump out an Overlord. And I do it kind of early, but I don't really need to. Just the main reason for getting the Overlord is so I don't get supply blocked eventually, and I tend to do that often. So the best way that I can prevent myself from getting supply blocked is by getting Overlords more than early. Okay, then at around 19 workers on the supply line, I throw down the spawning pool here. And then I'll be getting 2 assimilators pretty quick as well. Yep, here's our first one, and I'm throwing down the second one. Just because I have so many drones, I figure I better just spend some of the minerals and use up some of the saturated drones on building some assimilators here. Or, I guess, mutating in extractors, not assimilators. We're playing a Zerg. Oh, man, I always get confused with that stuff. So yeah, mutating in some extractors here. Alright, and then I pump out another Overlord so we don't get supply blocked again. And then now I'm sending down these Zerglings to go clear out the rocks at our expansion. As soon as those rocks are done, I'm going to send over a drone and get our second hatchery up. And then once the second hatchery is up, we'll have real strong economy going. That's the main thing. You always got to get the economy first, especially on these mutations. Alright, now I'm throwing down Baneling Nest next. And I got out our first queen, and immediately using the spawn larva ability on our hatchery. Alright, now this is done. I already have the first drone over here to build this, or mutate in the hatchery. And I'm getting centrifugal hooks for our banelings. I'm doing that right away because I just want to get all the upgrades for our banelings, because they're mainly going to be what we're using in this. If we ran into more air units, I would be getting Scourge as well, but we don't have very many air units against us in this match, so banelings work just fine. Banelings and Zerglings, that is. And as you can see, I've got a spawning pool on the 0 hotkey, and then the Baneling Nest on the 9 hotkey. I just like to put these buildings into hotkeys because it's easier to click on these buildings, and then when you're out in the midst of battle, and then start upgrading, getting research and whatnot for other upgrades for your units. Alright, and then since I can't actually, or my teammates couldn't do a whole lot of damage to the majority of these units, I started clearing out these first guys, but this enemy wave came in, and I can't do very much damage to these Hellions because I think there's only like 3 of these Hellions right now that are actually ones that I can kill. The rest of them are all ones that my teammate has to kill. So yeah, we're not going to be very effective against killing these guys. We're going to have to wait for our teammate to kill these ones. Our teammate was really focusing on macro heavy right at the beginning. So this first enemy wave is a little annoying. It does, I mean, it doesn't do very much damage to us, but it just kind of like pokes at us for a little while because we can't kill these guys even though we have the units here. Alright, and then in the meantime, I'm just throwing down 2 more extractors here. Now we're going to have all 4 extractors going and just trying to drone a little while, or pump out some more drones so we can get completely saturated at this supply line over at our expansion here. Alright, and I just started getting corrosive acid. So that's Baneling's base attack damage against primary targets is increased by 100% and splash damage remains the same. We'll get Rupture pretty quick here as soon as we get our Hive mutated in. And as you can see, our teammate is just now warping in a Dark Templar, which will finally clean up the rest of this wave here. And we're currently focusing on just distracting this Void Thrasher. We're not doing a whole lot of damage to this Void Thrasher, but at least we're preventing it from attacking the main fortress here, which is our main objective down there. Alright, now as you can see, we're way oversaturated at the expansion, and that was a bit of a mistake on my end. I shouldn't have done that, and what I should have done is just grabbed one of these drones and sent him right back on the main supply line, because now we're at 20 out of 21 drones. The reason we're at that is because I am building a 3rd hatchery. So this, now I'm building basically it's extra hatchery so we can get more larvae. I mean, yes, I'm going to have queens out at both of these hatcheries. This guy's kind of hiding down here because he's getting attacked by the Hellions. But we're going to get out 3 hatcheries just so we can get a ton of larvae. And I want so much larvae because I'm going to be continuously producing Banelings, and Banelings die after impact, right? I mean, they produce those little guys, as you can see, those I can't remember what the smaller Banelings are called, but yeah, split or strain, and then once they split, they form the little baby Banelings. Baneling spawn. Ah, that's what they're called. Aren't they cute? So yeah, basically once those Banelings die, I mean, we're cleared up with supply again, so we have to have a ton of larvae available. That's why I throw down 3 hatcheries, so we can definitely access all that potential for larvae. And then eventually, I will throw these 2 queens both into hotkeys. I've got our main queen on hotkey 3 for our main base, and then at our expansion, I'm going to put this queen on hotkey 4. Then all I have to do is just double click the hotkeys, and I can pop between both of these bases really fast and spawn larvae with the V hotkey. And still just focusing down this Void Thrasher. It's just about dead here. And we're just about to face another enemy wave here. And this time, our teammate has out Corsairs and Dark Templar. And his Corsairs have the Disruption Web ability, which is amazing. That ability is so good. I mean, the ability to actually, yeah, if we can just read it here. Creates a web of energy on the ground that prevents enemy structures and ground units from attacking for 10 seconds. That is so overpowered. And our teammate had to rush to get that fleet beacon right away. That's why our teammate didn't have very many units out right at the beginning. But it's definitely paying off now. And we will definitely start to just glide right over the rest of this mutation. Alright, and then as you can see, all this larva, oh yeah, lots of Zerglings possible to produce really fast. And I just built 3 evolution chambers, mutated in 3 evolution chambers just a little bit ago. And the first upgrades that I'm getting are, oh, I suppose I missed that first one. But the first one is Heroic Fortitude. I'm getting also Medusa Blades, and then Melee Attacks level 1, and Ground Carapace level 1. And the Heroic Fortitude, as you can see right here, that increases the life regeneration rate for Zagara by 100%. And I believe it also improves Zagara's hit points by 200. So yeah, you get the life regeneration rate and more hit points. Then that Medusa Blades allows Zagara's attack to split into three separate attacks, so it kind of does area damage in a way. And then this is where Time Stop just comes in handy. It's so good. It just frees everything and you can clear everything out. Now, I focused on the enemy wave that came at us, because the enemy wave I could kill all of, but my teammate couldn't do any damage to. And a lot of these guys right here in front of these Void Thrashers, my teammate could do damage to, and I couldn't. So we kind of split up, and just attacked what we could focus on. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to, you know, work with your teammate really well. If you see a little shield like this guy right here, if you see a little shield above that, you can't do damage to it. So you're just going to have to kind of step aside and focus on something else. And I wasted all of my Banelings. I don't know if any of you saw that, but I wasted all of my Banelings on this Void Thrasher, and I couldn't even attack it because it has Hardened Will on it, right? Oh, I suppose I could attack it, but... Oh, that's what that is. Okay. So this is actually from the heroic unit that they have. So I actually can do damage to it. It's just reduced damage. That's why it was so hard to kill this Void Thrasher. But I'm pretty sure some of... Yeah, one of the mutations is to completely... Yeah, right here, polarity. Okay, so it's not... Yeah, polarity wasn't being affected there, but Hardened Will definitely was affecting us in that Void Thrasher. So you got to be a little bit careful of that. If Hardened Will is activated, I mean, both of you and your teammate will be able to attack that unit or Void Thrasher, but I mean, it's going to take a lot to kill it. As you could see, all of my Banelings just died and didn't kill it, so that sucked. But we did get that Rupture ability, which I did talk about just a little bit ago. Just recently got that after we got our Hive, and that Rupture ability increases the splash damage of these Banelings by like 50%, I think it is. So yeah, this volatile burst, that gets increased, I think. Or at least the splash damage of it does. Alright, and now we're moving forward. We're clearing out this little area right before we get to this next stage of main objectives. And this part's important. What we're doing here is we're just waiting. We're waiting until our teammate has a time stop available again. So until Dustin has time stop. So I was just about... Well, I did push these Banelings up here, but I'm not going to push anything else up there. Because, as you can see, he says 90 seconds left for time stop. So I'm going to grab all of these Zerglings, and then all of these Zerglings, and I'm just going to pull them back and wait. Alright, and he needs detection, so I already had these Overseers on way. Detection is really important. You're not going to have any cloaked units at this area or at this area, but once you get here, you're going to have the cloaked Banshees, or if you're going up against Protoss, you'll have Dark Templar, or if you're going up against Zerg, you're probably going to run into like Lurkers. And as you can see, Dustin right now, he's just throwing down a bunch of photon cannons to soak up his extra minerals. And what I'm doing right now is just trying to mass up as many Zerglings as possible. And I'm continuing to try and get these upgrades, the melee attacks level 2 and ground carapace level 2 upgrades. And I'm trying to get those as high as possible. I want to be able to get 3/3 upgrades, which we will be getting in just a moment here. Alright, so yeah, we've got everything completely saturated at both of these supply lines. I still have way too many drones here. I should probably, you know, throw down at least maybe some more spine crawlers or spore crawlers. Or maybe I should just sacrifice these drones. Either way, there's seven extra supply here that I'm not using effectively. And I could have been using that for Zerglings or Banelings, and really just kind of wasting it right now. Because, I mean... They're not gathering extra minerals for us if the supply line's oversaturated. Okay, so yeah, we're just moving in here, clearing everything out. We waited for time stop, and we pretty much steamrolled everything that was inside here. All right, now I'm moving Zagara in here, and we've got the Zerglings and Banelings just starting to attack these Void Thrashers here. And pretty much everything's just falling. It's working out really great because of the Disruption Web ability especially. So even after time stop ran out, all of these units are just getting disabled because of the Disruption Web ability. It's so overpowered. And now we've got a Banshee right here that we're going to be focusing down in just a second. I think I had to bring my... I don't think we were able to kill that Banshee right away because I didn't have my Overseers right on top of it. Not exactly sure where they are sitting currently. Oh yeah, they're right there. Okay, so yeah, we'll focus down this Banshee in just a second here as soon as I'm starting to pay attention. I bring my Overseas over here first to kill off these two Banshees. And then as soon as that's done, we're going to finish off this third Banshee. Once I spot it, that is. Yeah, here we go. Now we're starting to kill that guy. Okay, so this whole main objective was cleared out. And in the meantime, while we were clearing out all this stuff, there's a big enemy wave that came in and started attacking us. Our teammate cleared out most of this, but I think about half the army was immune to his attacks. So I wasn't able to do anything since my army was away, but we did have that infested drop ability available. So I went and dropped that in, and these roaches, because we have the mastery skill points allocated into that as well, they've got increased, I believe, damage and hit points. So yeah, these guys easily cleared up this enemy wave. It's really nice to be able to depend on that. And I was just going to go straight for the main objective to ensure that we'd win, but we are sitting in such a good spot right now. I mean, we've got 3,300 hit points out of 4,000 hit points. So at this point, our teammates, Dustin, was feeling pretty confident and wanted to just go straight for that bonus objective instead of directly for the main objective. So we are actually going to end up getting the bonus objective in this playthrough here. We've got all of our upgrades for our Bane lanes. We've got 3-3 on the way now, finally. I was a little bit slow on getting this, but we will have it before we push into the final objective, I believe. And other than that, I think I might get out one other queen here eventually just to get extra larva spawned. But yeah, other than that, that's all you gotta do. It's real simple if you're playing as Zagara. And then if you're playing as Vorazun, if you want to use this strategy and play as Vorazun, just gotta make sure to pump out a ton of Dark Templar and Corsair. And make sure to get a fleet beacon, because you have to get that disruption web ability for those Corsairs. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to, you know, completely steamroll these enemies. Without the disruption web ability, all of your stuff's going to die. I mean, especially since all of these guys got the hardened will on them. At least the majority of these units have hardened will affecting them. It's just, it keeps them alive so much longer, and you've got to be able to deactivate their attacks. Otherwise, you're just going to die too fast. All right, so that bonus objective got away for now, but I assumed that I couldn't attack it because I saw that little hardened will shield above it. But what I misunderstood was that it wasn't actually the polarity; it was hardened will. That was my mistake. So I didn't even go over there to help him finish off that bonus objective. I just waited right at our main objective. So that was my bad there. Here, let's see. Can I go? I suppose I can't actually view everything all at once. But yeah, as soon as he goes over here, I'll check out what that shield says. Let's see here. All right, so if we focus on this guy right here, yeah, hardened will. But yeah, I don't think there's any polarity affecting this specific bonus objective. So yeah, I definitely could have helped my teammate out killing this guy, but our teammate had a ton of DPS. The Corsairs were sitting right here ready to kill anything that affected it, or if it tried to lift off again and come back over here, and our teammate Dustin was able to end up finishing it off. Alright, and then all we're doing is just trying to turn every single Zergling that we have left into Banelings, and we're just waiting to make the final push. Our teammate a while ago said that time stop was just about ready, and we're just waiting for our teammate to say ready. And once Dustin says ready, we're going to push in here and finish this off in no time. And I have, keep in mind, I have Infested Drop available right now, so I'm just waiting to drop that. I use Mass Frenzy. I should have waited a second actually to use Mass Frenzy, because I don't think it affects roaches. If you drop your Infested Drop after you use Mass Frenzy, I don't think they actually get affected by the Mass Frenzy ability. So what I should have done is dropped the roaches down, spawn the hunter killers, and then use Mass Frenzy. That probably would have worked a lot better, so everything could have gotten the boost. So yeah, if I check right now, yeah, I don't think these guys are getting affected by that Mass Frenzy ability, whereas the Banelings are. But yeah, either way, we had so much force here that we just cleared all of this out right away. And a lot of my units are going to be gone in a sec. I'm going to have a really low supply, but that's the beauty of having these 3 hatcheries available. I have so many larvae available that I can just, click the S or click on the 1 hotkey, and as you can see, we've got like 34 larvae possible. So I just click S and then spawn as many of these Zerglings as I can until I'm almost supply capped again, and then I don't even really worry about turning them into Banelings at this point. I mean, they've got the upgrades. They've got 3-3 upgrades, and they've got what's that other upgrade? Oh, I suppose I forgot to tell you guys. I got all the upgrades for the Zerglings too. My bad. Here, if we go into the upgrades tab, I'll just do that real quickly. I got, yeah, adrenal glands. That's one of them. No, not that one. Metabolic boost for the speed increase for the Zerglings. And then I got Hardened Carapace, increase the life of the Zerglings. And then this one's the really important one that I like is Shredding Claws. I believe this is the one. It's either this. Yeah. Shredding Claws is the one that reduces the armor of your opponent for 10 seconds. That's the one that I love so much. So basically, these guys get the Hardened Will ability, but I'm pretty sure Shredding Claws helps reduce that armor capability that they have. So it's like they get extra armor, but then it gets taken back away from those Zerglings, which is awesome. And then for anyone who wants to check out this guy's Twitch, he posted this on here, and I'll help him out, I guess. Twitch.tv/NCStyle is this guy's Twitch stream. I didn't even know that he had a Twitch stream, but he posted it anyway. So go check him out if you guys want to see that. And there you have it. And it worked out really well. It was, quite a cakewalk, actually. The first playthrough I had was rather difficult. I tried to beat this with Karax, but yeah, no luck there. Karax was decent, but yeah, you definitely need, both you and your teammate need to be attacking at the same time. One of you doing defense doesn't work out that great because there's that polarity mutation. Well, if you guys liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more walkthroughs like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.